Y'all, the October challenge is off the chain. We finished week 1. We just started week 2 today, and it is a beast, but we are getting it in, and we are really enjoying Trap and Tone. At least I'm enjoying it, y'all. I feel like I'm getting into the best shape of my damn life with LASHAE. Y'all can sign up for the challenge. You won't be eligible to get any of the prizes, but you can actually get the workouts from going to ifyoucanmove.com and signing up. Okay, tell them that Bondy Blue sent you. Y'all can use my email, bondy.brittany@gmail.com, which is always down below in the description box, along with the link for the websites. And also, don't forget to try the TLCT, y'all. NutriBurst, I live by it, okay? Y'all think we be playing, all of the reality stars and everybody be trying to sell y'all the NutriBurst and the tea, and y'all think we bullshitting with y'all. Y'all can keep playing if y'all want to, but y'all see us. Okay, we're getting it together. I ain't all the way there yet, but I'm on my way. I'm better than I was 5 months ago. 6 months ago, child, I'm better than I was this whole time. Okay, so if y'all trying to get in shape, you're trying to start your workout journey, please check out LASHAE and ifyoucanmove.com. And also, if you want to purchase TLCT or any of their products, the NutriBurst, please buy it from me. Link down below. All right. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue, and I am back for another Bondy Blue show. All right. So I want to start off talking about Wendy Williams. Y'all, I've been saying since Wendy said she don't know why we need HBCUs and she don't know why we need the United Negro College Fund. Child, she just said something very ignorant about why black people have to have our own schools, our own, television station. Y'all know people always trying to act like they don't understand why we needed those things. Like, because otherwise we would not be included. Hello? Like, what you mean? Like, you can act like because it's 2020 and times have slightly changed, because you see black people on television and because you see them in these places, you think that that means that it's easy or it's the same effort put behind it as when a white person or Asian person gets the job or is in that field or whatever. But that's not the truth of the matter. A lot of the times black people can be just as qualified and will get passed over because people don't want to work with black people, or you don't want to allow them in your schools back in the day. So they had to create black schools because otherwise we weren't going to school. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like when she said that, that really made me upset. You are a black woman of a particular age, and for you to open your mouth and say that, I just thought it was very ignorant. So ever since then, I've been turned off, okay? And she's had all these issues, y'all know, with her and Kevin and him having the baby on her. And then she started partying with people, which did not feel good to me because I felt like she's a recovering drug addict. And even though I enjoy seeing older women get out there and do their thing and enjoy their lives after men have tried to destroy them, okay, because that's what I feel like, Kevin was out here trying to like destroy Wendy. You were trying to control her, you were trying to use her, and there ain't no real love in that as far as I'm concerned. Maybe at some point, but at this point you were using Wendy for your bag and to fund you and your girlfriend's lifestyle, okay? So I like to see women on their shit. Like, for instance, with Melody Holt. Melody is about to put out a song on y'all. Okay? She have all these businesses going on. She is letting Martell Holt know something. Okay? By the way, she has leveled up since they broke up. All right? And that's what I thought was happening with Wendy. But really, it pulled her down, I think. And I don't want to say that she's back on drugs, but whatever is going on, I think that they need to take a hiatus. I think she needs to be off the air. I think she's kind of been lagging for a while now, and they're just holding on to something that really they can let go for a little while. And I know that she probably feels so responsible for the people who are on her show. Norman has new hair. There's a lot going on and people are depending on Wendy. And I understand that. But these people will have to figure out something else to do. Okay? Because it makes no sense for you to be in a bad way and get up on, that show on national television every day and embarrass yourself because you can't hold your shit together, either because you hung over from the night before or whatever you going through, Wendy. But this is not a good look, so I'm kind of sad to see her out here like that. Of course, it reminds everybody of when she, passed out on Halloween and what that was, 2017. I think it was 2017. Yes, I think it was 2017. But either way, she came out with a statement saying that, you know, doing the show is not easy. It's hard sometimes. And I do get that. I totally understand that. You do, you know, mess up words sometimes or stumble or, you know, mess up. You just mess up sometimes and it's not always perfect. And I feel like we've seen her mess up before and this is not that. Coupled with the new lifestyle and also coupled with DJ Booth confirming that everybody is just watching, you know, this shit burn without helping. Like, y'all ain't throwing no water on a bitch or nothing. Y'all just gonna let her get up there and make a fool of herself every day because y'all need y'all jobs or because y'all are too scared to say something. Whatever the reasoning behind it is, there's something going on the set of the Wendy Williams show that we are all not privy to. And DJ Boo said one day it's all gonna come out. And I'm looking forward to it. Because I would like to know what the hell is going on with Wendy Williams. Because this ain't it. I mean, I just hope that, you know, Wendy go sit her ass down somewhere and get herself together. Because I just don't want to see this, you know, ending in a bad way. Because it so often does. Y'all, Nene leaks, y'all. Let's talk about it. So, Nene previews a new talk show, The Read Session. And she kind of came for Tyra Banks because Tyra Banks, well, it's being put out there, I believe, by Bethany Frankel. I don't know because I didn't read it, but this is what I heard. That Tyra said she didn't want any housewives on Dancing with the Stars. I didn't even realize that Tyra had enough power to say that. I don't know, you know, why she would say that. I don't know what that's about. But the read from one of these young gay men who I don't know, because I don't know not now one of these men. I feel like they got a whole bunch of gay men out here that's reading people every day online, and she ain't going to find none of them. She going to find people I don't know. Anyway, one of the guys was like, well, Tyra's just trying to be relevant. And it's like, at the end of the day, baby, Tyra Banks will always be more relevant than Nene Leakes and every single one of y'all. Okay, when Tyra decided to go and sit her ass down, it was a choice. Not because somebody made her go sit down. And when Tyra decided to come back and get on the cover of Sports Illustrated with thick thighs and everything, she did that shit. So what you won't do is play with Tyra Banks. Now, we want to talk about how she treated them girls on that show. We can talk about that. Okay, because we all know what was going on back in the day on America's Next Top Model is not what be considered politically correct these days. Okay, and a lot of it was a little torturous, but I feel like it was a direct reflection of what was going on in the modeling industry at the time. And people get mad at Tyra about that, but I think Tyra was subject to all the things that she subjected those girls to. So it was her trying to get them ready for it. And I also feel like at some point she got tired of doing that show. But, you know, that's why they don't do it no more, even though it was still making money. Child, I know I used to love me some America's Next Top Model. I will binge watch America's Next Top Model. Do you hear me? Don't play with Tyra. I'm sorry. Back to Nene. Nene says, I was on Dancing with the Stars before you were. Okay, like just all of these. I was just like, oh my God, would you give your neck and your wrist a break, bitch? Damn. And then, like, as a professional, as a producer, as somebody that has, like, produced, set up cameras and lighting for sit downs and interviews and shit like that before. This is terrible. This is terrible. Why are you doing it on a cell phone for one? Why is the cell phone moving around? Why is it edited with these black transitions in between? Why are there blackout transitions? Make that make sense. And why are you blooping and passing on to the other person? And why are y'all seated so far away from each other? I mean, oh, yeah, no, I forgot. Pandemic, huh? Y'all ain't seated farther enough. I mean, look, listen, if you wasn't going to take the time to get production to do this right, then you shouldn't have done it at all. And that includes getting people coronavirus tested so y'all don't have to sit all this far away from each other. Because if this is the case, you might as well have done this in a video form with people in boxes the way everybody else is doing this type of form of talk show. This is going on right now. And the fact that this is what you came up with, I watched Funky Dineva's video and he went all the way into the point where the shit went viral. He was like, take this down, sis. And then she came out and said that, oh, you know, we're just going to work things out and I'm going to get it produced. And, you know, this was just us showcasing and networks are hitting me up and Netflix is hitting me up. And it's just like, if people were hitting you up, then we would be seeing you in other places and you would not have been groveling for that check. Okay, because to be very clear, I think whatever she did in public was probably not the same as what she did in private when she realized Bravo was not about to take no more of her bullshit for all of that money. Take this little bit of money and give us a storyline, and maybe we'll revisit it next season. But we're not about to bring you back on the show to be there for 2 seconds, not give us nothing really, and then be paying you more than everybody else that's actually showing us what's going on in their lives for real, for real. Like, Nene is... and to me, a short list of celebrities, real reality show celebrities who have allowed themselves to get too big for their britches. And what I mean by that is, if you have not gotten a form of income or celebrity that will sustain on its own already, then 9 times out of 10, you got to stick with that show until you figure something out, because once you're off the show, nobody cares anymore. Like, you still have your following and you can still sell stuff to your following, but it is not the same thing as getting $400, $500, $600, $700,000 a year to do Real Housewives of Atlanta, and then you add in all the endorsement deals and meetings and all kind of stuff that people get paid for on top of that. Like, Nene did herself a disjustice by thinking that she was bigger than she really was. Another thing is, you don't like competition. Nene never wants to sit in a room with somebody that's of the same caliber or higher than her, because she doesn't like competition, because she's insecure. If she were really trying to have a show with a panel and that really did something, she would have chose from young gay men who we knew. Or just not even young, older gay men that we knew, people who we could identify in one way or another. Hell, she could have called all these people, all of these young black or older, you know, whatever, these black gay men who do blogs that are already successful, is what I'm saying. Like, find somebody we can already recognize, and that is how you really do something. But I feel like she's so scared to let anybody else get any real shine that she's only gonna go and find, you know, these ambiguous young gay men who nobody knows, and, you know, without no disrespect, your family care about you, but we don't know you, so in general we don't care about you, and there's no reason for us to watch and then be like, oh, I like you. There's no reason for us to do that, because she's basically put herself in a room full of all gay men. And what is that going to do for us? And she's talking about, this is for my, you know, it's for all my gay men. And it's like, well, I know a lot of gay men don't like to be perceived as accessories to you. And that's what you do. You make them seem like accessories. So now having them on this show so you can have a show that's all about you and you being, you know, Nene Leakes and, you know, them kissing your feet. Like, that's what all this is about, to continue to coax your ego. And I wish you would get out of that mindset and get real with yourself, because you do have, you know, a huge fan base, and you do have talent in one way or another. I just wish that you would get out of your own way and stop feeling like you're the only person that can share the spotlight. In all actuality, if she was somebody that other women wanted to work with, she could have been on that Fox Soul show. That would have been perfect for her. You know what I'm saying? But because she has an attitude where other people don't want to work with you, specifically other women don't want to work with you. And I also feel like, as a black woman yourself, nobody wants to see you on a panel with just you and all gay men. Like, can we get another lady in there somewhere? Can we get a lesbian in there somewhere? You know what I'm saying? Can I get some other LGBTQ variations in here? Because you're not even a part of the squad. But you know, all you have is all gay men. So it leads us to feel like you see them as an accessory, and you use them as somebody to get you more fans, because you being with them makes all these little young gay men feel like you care about them, when really you don't. Because if you did, you would actually go and find people who we can identify, instead of looking for people who you know not on your stature. You know, I thought this just wasn't a good look at all. And it kind of made her look even worse after everything that's happened these past few months with Bravo and the negotiations, and, you know, I'm not going to tape, and they wanted to pay me this little bit of money. Well, now look where you are. When at the end of the day, if you would have humbled yourself and just took what they was willing to give you until you really had your ducks in order. Like, sometimes it's about playing the long game and being smart about the way you handle things. And I just don't think she was very smart about the way she handled herself in this business, because I think even though people like her, she has ostracized a lot of people. But yeah, y'all, Nene and Wendy both looking a hot ass mess this week. Birds of a feather. Y'all, let's talk about Offset. So Offset almost got arrested by some police officers in Los Angeles, I believe, because he was outside of a Trump rally, and I believe they called the police on him and said he was waving a gun outside his vehicle. So the police rolled up on him while he was parked or in traffic or something. I'm not sure, but he was on live, and we saw him arguing back and forth with the police officers and them opening his door, which is illegal. I don't believe they're supposed to do that. Like, they have no reason to arrest him. Like, it's kind of a word of mouth thing. And he kept saying, y'all don't know who I am. I'm Offset. I'm a rapper. And I'm like, dude, please stop saying that. They don't care that you're a rapper. You're probably in LA where they so used to dealing with famous people who think somebody give a fuck, but they don't. Like, them people don't care about that. They probably wanted to knock you down a few sizes and remind you that you was just a nigga, whether you was rich or not. So I just didn't like the fact that he kept saying over and over again, I'm Offset. I'm Offset. Y'all don't know who I am. You know, that was my only thing. Like, they don't even care about that. And the fact that a lot of y'all young, rich black men think that people care, I don't know what's wrong. I think in some ways y'all are disillusioned if y'all think they care about y'all just because y'all rich and y'all rappers and shit. As you can see, people don't be caring. Do they care about Ja Rule right now? I think not. I'm just saying, at one point he was one of the hottest rappers on the planet. And right now you can give a fuck, right? Okay then. So don't think that just because you Offset, that means that that's supposed to be some type of protection for you, because it's not. But I did not like the way the police handled him. I actually was scared for him when I was watching the video. And especially when Cardi came outside. At some point, they get him out of the car to try to arrest him. And Cardi comes out of the building she was in like, what y'all doing with my husband? You know, and understandably so upset. Like, why are y'all accosting him? She looked like she was inside working or something, and he was outside waiting on her. But she come outside in her dress like, what the going on out here? Da-da-da-da-da. And then you can hear everybody like, oh, Cardi come. Look. Comical, but ultimately a scary situation, a very scary situation. You know what I'm saying? And from there, people wanted to be like, oh, Offset, you know, all that happened. Offset don't care about voting and all of that. And she had to argue with people about that. I was just like, look, at the end of the day, he was accosted, I believe, because he probably pointed his middle finger at somebody. But he probably pissed one of them Trump supporters off. So they called the police like racist white people like to do. And they showed up and put handcuffs on him, I guess, or pulled him out the car, whatever. It wasn't cool. And I really felt bad for him, even though I didn't like that he kept saying that he was Offset. Like, okay, nigga, Offset. Nobody cares, okay? I'm one of the Migos. We know. They don't care. But he says that he will sue. I think he should. I think he should sue. Because I feel like, I don't like the fact that y'all think y'all can just roll up on somebody and pull them out their car and all of that, and people minding their damn business, and y'all just pull up on them out their car and all of that. But after that whole ordeal, we saw him and Cardi post a picture of one another talking about all the Birkin bags, and he bought her a Birkin bag. And child, then we into this conversation about these damn Birkin bags. So y'all, this whole conversation about Birkin bags. So Offset says, stop letting people on the internet tell y'all who can get a Birkin at the store and how many Birkins you can get. Black people have access to luxury. Shouldn't be a debate. By the way, hip hop starts the trends. Now, earlier, before Offset got arrested, Sweetie was online. I don't know if that was the same day or not, but Sweetie was online telling folks how if your man can't buy you a Birkin bag or pay your bills, then you don't need to be with him, or something along those lines, okay? So now then this conversation about whether somebody can afford a $20,000 purse comes up. You don't love me if you can't buy me a $20,000 purse. Okay, like that's just ridiculous at the end of the day. We are in a pandemic. We are in a food shortage. People don't have jobs, meaning that money is scarce to some households, and we don't know what's gonna happen. So I feel like spending frivolously is not a realistic thing for a lot of people. And the idea that we need to hear from a 20-something-year-old about how our man don't love us if he ain't bought us a Birkin bag, it's just like, girl, just, you know, like your little bag and shut up. I talked about this last week. But then Yaya Mayweather, I think she, you know, because she was like, because I'm the real queen of Birkins, and she got to show all the Birkin bags in her closet and all of that type of stuff. That's a Birkin. That's a Birkin. And I'm like, you need to worry about your court case, sis. And you out here worrying about bags and shit, whatever, okay? Like, worry about your court case and why you think it's okay to stab pregnant people. You need to worry about that, not a damn purse that look exactly like them purses you can get from Burlington Coat Factory and Marshalls, okay? They look exactly like those purses that you can get from anywhere else. I am not a person that, you know, gives into all of that foolishness. It doesn't need to be name brand in order for me to like it. And in all honesty, I think a lot of name brands are tacky. The print all over everything, the Coach print, the Gucci prints, the Fendi prints. The only thing that I like is the Louis Vuitton print, and I like that on actual luggage. I think the L and the V are cute, okay? And I like the tan and the brown color on the Louis Vuitton, all right? And I even like Monica and her Fendi fit, but for the most part, that shit looks tacky to me to have the lettering all over every damn thing all the damn time. So, you know, I'm not really a big fan, even though the Birkin bags are not like that. They don't have the lettering all over them, but I still feel like it's in general a regular looking purse that you can get from anywhere. But because it has the name Birkin on it and it's got the satin lining, y'all hoes don't know how to act. Bucked up about being able to afford a $20,000 purse right now. If you can still afford that $20,000 purse when inflation has set in about 10 or 15 years, then I will take my hat off to you for consistently being about your money. But a lot of what comes off to me is y'all pushing white people's products on black people and telling them that something wrong with them if they can't afford it. Like, I'm just saying, y'all, Birkin bags, man, get the fuck out of here. You better go get you a purse from Walmart or Marshalls or TJ Maxx or something like that and get out of my face with this shit like it matter what I put, you know, all my stuff in. It ain't that serious to me, and it's never been that serious to me. I do like nice, you know, I like houses, furniture. I like nice, you know, pieces as far like I love free people. Like, I like my expensive shit too, don't get me wrong. But ultimately, I feel like that mindset is very ignorant right now. And I think that a lot of young people are impressionable. And I think nobody needs to feel like if I don't have enough money for this, I'm not doing good in my life. Like, I'm not a fan of that whole mantra, that mindset. It's a purse that will depreciate in value. I will say that again. It is a purse that will depreciate in value. That's all it is. It's just a purse. I don't think I should have to pay $20,000 for a damn purse that looks exactly the same as something you can get down there at the Marshalls. Okay, because y'all know a girl love Marshalls, TJ Maxx, and all that. I got my TJX card all day, sis. I was just like, what the is Yaya Mayweather talking about? Because she was sitting up there talking about, well, I mean, they only had like 1 or 2 Birkins on that receipt because Offset posted the receipt because I guess she was like, that's not all real Birkins or something like that. Because now, you know, everybody wants to know if it's a real Birkin. Lil Yachty was like, these are not real Birkins out here. All of these are not real. And then I remember somebody posting that video of when Nia Lee saw Erica Mena come and she was like, oh, let me see. Oh, that don't look like a real Birkin, but here you go. I was just like, that's so messy. I know I'm late, but I'm just not looking on my timeline and seeing that Nene said she didn't go to Cynthia's wedding because she didn't see how it benefited her. Is anybody surprised? She's never been like, I keep telling y'all that girl ain't got no real friends. Not really. If she do, we ain't never seen them. But she just never seems to be a girl's girl or somebody that's really loyal to other people. It's always about her and how they fit into her solar system. That's all what it's about. When Cynthia was okay with being her little sidekick, it was all love for Cynthia. When Cynthia wanted to, you know, be her own woman and found her a man and didn't need to be up Nene's ass anymore, now we can no longer be friends because what's in it for me? See what I mean? Like, you shouldn't always be thinking about, especially friendships, what's in it for me. Like, that's just, no, I'm not a fan. But yeah, y'all, that's basically everything that I got to talk about right now. Okay, I'll probably come back to y'all later on in the week if anything else transpires. But I hope y'all enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I love y'all. See y'all in the next one.